this is my 1984 Porsche 944. This is the 2.5 naturally aspirated one, otherwise known as the slow one. Has about 163, 165 depending where you look horsepower. Let me show you the best bit. The pop-up headlights. You can also hear it a bit. So, as I said, 1984 Porsche 944. This one, by the previous owner / owners, has had a few bits and bobs done to it. Such as it's got larger wheels. These are 18 inch. They've actually got wider tyres on the back of this than I have on my BMW by 10 mil. So if you think you're going to be coming around every corner sideways, you're dreaming. So as you can see, although they're 255 section tyres on the back, they are by a brand called, as you've seen in this B-roll, Primewell, which I don't know if you're well versed in tyres like I'm a Michelin man, never heard of Primewell, but it's only got 163 horsepower to deal with. They're doing alright. Which brings me on to one of the main reasons I bought it. No road tax, or at least free road tax, and also I do not have to MOT it. This one was, a couple of years ago, £380 a year. Now it's zero, because this is a historic vehicle. Also has a perk of not having to MOT it. You just have to make sure it's in a roadworthy, safe condition, which the jury's out on that one. But it's not falling apart yet. I've done some wee bits and bobs to it. This rear brake was seized on, meaning anywhere you went, anywhere, this got to about the temperature of the surface of the sun. So I've rebuilt this rear caliper. I'm going to start doing YouTube videos on when I'm fixing bits and bobs. This is the 2.5 naturally aspirated engine. The biggest naturally aspirated engine I've owned, because the biggest previous naturally aspirated engine I had was a 1.25. So consider this two of them out of a Ford 1.25 Fiesta Edge. This one, if you're interested, is the Luxe model. But yeah, let's have a wee look around here. Since I've had it, I've taken it down to my garage that I take my BMW to for MOTs and anything that I can't manage, like window regulators, ooh. But they did the timing and balance belt. So this engine's got two balance shafts in it. They did the water pump, which was an enormous thing. I wish I got a video of that. I'm so glad I didn't do it. And yeah, timing belt, balance belts, and now I'm not worried about it exploding. So, one of the other things about this car, as I was saying at the front, below me here in the boot is the transaxle, so it's a gearbox, rear axle, all in one. Kind of means that the boot, as you can see, is only that deep, but it is quite a large boot. So for a Porsche, I can lie down in here. So, you know, that's good. So talking about the rear seats, you simply, like a new car, fold the rear seats forward. So you simply get in. You've got a seat belt, well, a lap belt, which I've heard are very safe this time of year. My feet actually kind of fit underneath. The only drawback to it, and there is only one that I can think of, if I fold this back, it doesn't, so I need to spread my legs a wee bit. So you can see this is the kind of position that you must sit in. But there is a solution. As you've seen, there is the drawback of if you must sit in the back, you either, well no, you don't have either knee room or headroom, which is a shame because I have both. I have knees and I have a head. There's a button down here for the electric sunroof. If you push that, remove the whole thing, fits in the boot. You can then sit in the back, and the lack of headroom is solved. Just wouldn't be that safe in a rollover unless I was well hench. So how's about I stop talking to you about my Porsche and we go for a wee drive in it as well. So we'll go find a road, which is usually where I do my driving. What I meant to say was we'll go find a fun road and yeah, go and pretend we're in the 1980s. You will hear that I'm talking fairly loud because it's quite a loud car because of this can that's on the back of it. A bit of a beast, I think you would say, but this is my Porsche, as you've just seen. I'm just doing this wee walk around before we go. This panel as well, I might add, I resprayed all of this panel because it was a slightly different colour to the rest of the car. as you can see, it worked pretty well. Last thing I'll do is, well, I'll show you the cool door handles. Look at that. You pull that, it pops open. Might as well use this button here to fire up my headlights. Ready? Way. Let's go before these people. So, seatbelt safety. Also, I can show you my electric sunroof as well with that button. Look at that, we'll leave that open for our wee drive. I mean, it's 160 horsepower, but in a car that's 41 years old, it might as well be 900,000. Because your safety features in this car are, it's made of metal and I have a seat belt. That's it. I don't have anti-lock brakes, don't have traction control, don't have stability control. I've got rubber tyres, I have 4 brakes which can lock up, and I have a seatbelt. We can play a little game which is guess what gear I'm in. So using that gear gauger pattern at the top, looks like I'm in 4th gear, doesn't it? I'm actually in 2nd because there's quite a bit of gear slop. Yeah, so even better version of that game is when I change into 3rd gear, which I know is there, I could be in 1st or 5th. Yeah, so I'm going to get that replaced, I think, is probably the best course of action. Because every time I give someone else a shot of this car, they have what we'd like to call in Scotland a nightmare. So the other thing is, because it's got 160-ish, or at least it did when it was new, horsepower, you're never really breaking the speed limit. So you feel like you're doing 6 million miles an hour, when in reality you're probably doing 45. It's got electric windows, so you might as well fart about with these as well, eh? They're 40 years old, they're a little slow, but they do work. Look, there's the other one going. You can see that one's struggling maybe a little more. And with that sunroof open, you can really start to enjoy the noise. So I'll shut up for a bit. There's a wall here, let's get a wee acceleration. And the other thing, it's got nothing to kind of distract you from driving. You've got no screens and stuff beeping at you. In fact, nothing even beeps in this car at all. It's fantastic. It's got a few electrical problems, like sometimes when you indicate, the seatbelt warning light comes on, but that seems to fix itself, which is fantastic. It's a weird problem to have, I don't care. So yeah, another benefit to this car is, although it's 41 years old, and because you've got that 5-speed gearbox, you've got the power and the torque, you can keep up with modern traffic as well. So you don't feel like you're having to absolutely give it the full beans to keep up with modern cars. And then that was a 20 to 60. Actually, if I close my sunroof as well, it's not too loud in here. I will admit, it's loud compared to absolutely every other car I've ever owned or really been in, but it's not too bad. You could, if you really had to, do some miles in it, if you trusted it enough. Even though this car is not that good on fuel, it does have a feature I wish every modern car had. It's got a 70-odd litre fuel tank, so you're not having to fill it up all the time. So even though it's doing about 30-odd miles to the gallon, I'm not at the I don't live at the petrol station. If you're driving in a straight line and take your hands off the wheel, it will veer left. Whoa! So I think at some point I'm going to have to give it a wee alignment, because I don't think it's supposed to exit roundabouts automatically. So yeah, thanks for watching. Ciao for now.